In its 7,107 islands, the Philippines is home to a variety of wonders including marine and wildlife that can capture your heart. Let's take a journey to one of the 17 regions of the country, the Region 4B Mimaropa, where you can discover, relax, and uncover potentials. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome on board this flight to Mimaropa. My name is Princess. I'm your in-flight service director.
And here with your cabin crew Jello and Aliyah to ensure you have a comfortable and enjoyable flight.
Please fasten your seatbelt as we will give you a sneak peek of Region 4B, Mimaropa.
So without further ado, let's take a look and get hooked on the wonderful and exceptional natural wonders and outstanding biodiversity of marine life that the region has to offer. This is Mimaropa.
Mimaropa stands for Mindoro, Marinduque, Romblon, and Palawan. Mimaropa is formerly known as the Southern Tagalog region. Let's begin our journey to the overview of the region. Mimaropa is one of the two regions in the country that has no land border with another region since each province is located in its own island. The region was established through the Executive Order No. 103 of President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, dividing the region in Regions 4A and 4B. It is intended that the division of the region will lead into a more fair and equal distribution of wealth and to promote the urbanized development of the area. The region is made up of 71 municipalities, and in the entire region, there are only two cities, namely Calapan City, a city in Oriental Mindoro, and Puerto Princesa City, a huge city in Palawan. Since this region is consisted of islands separated from each other, their culture and traditions may vary from province to province with different cultural groups and tribes like the Mangyans from Mindoro, Visayans in Romblon, Tagbanwa from Palawan, and also Muslim groups and other small cultural communities. Region 4B Mimaropa is also considered as a treasure trove of southern Luzon because it is surrounded by virgin forests, secluded beaches, rich marine life, beautiful waterfalls, mystical caves, and friendly individuals. It is also envisioned as the food basket of the Philippines and a haven of tourism, industries, and technology. Now let's move on to Mimaropa's tourist destinations. The first one is Coron. Coron is referred as the Blue Lagoon and is known as one of the best tourist destinations in the country that comprises the eastern part of Busuanga Island as well as the 50 other islets. The island itself offers limestone cliff landscapes, white sand beaches, and crystal clear freshwater lakes, perfect for those people who not only want to sunbathe and relax but who are also up for an adventure. The best time to dive in Coron is during dry season, which runs from December to March, wherein the weather is good and the visibility of underwater will be at its best. Next one is Romblon. Romblon is known around the world for its marble being one of the finest since they produce Italian quality marble. As a result, Romblon is referred to as the marble capital of the Philippines. But Romblon is not only about marbles. The island itself has a number of white sand beaches, secluded coves, serene islets, waterfalls, historical sites, churches that are 400 years old, and caves that are thought to be an ancient burial sites that can only be found in the province. Third is Occidental Mindoro. Occidental Mindoro is one of the divisions of Mindoro province. Its economy is driven by agriculture, and of the various agricultural activities, rice farming is the most common, making the province the top producer of palay in regions 4A and 4B. Occidental Mindoro is referred to as the marine wonderland of the Philippines because it is blessed with marine beauty due to its virgin forest, beautiful white sand beaches, islands, and islets teeming with marine life, coral gardens, intriguing caves, and cascading waterfalls. Lastly is Marinduque. Marinduque is known as the heart of the Philippines. The island is surrounded with coral reefs and is famous for the colorful Moriones Festival held during Holy Week. That is why it is known as the Lenten capital of the Philippines. The name Marinduque came from the word malindig or malindug, which means stand tall or elegant. It was used to refer to Mount Malindig, a potentially active volcano in the southern part of the island. The province was once part of the Batangas province during the late 1500s when Spain first colonized the area. Later, it was incorporated into the province of Mindoro and acquired its own province as a result of American colonization.
Moving forward, I will be presenting to you 10 different tourist attractions that can be found in this region. The first one is Upper Reef. Upper Reef is located about 33 kilometers away off the coast of Sablayan in Occidental Mindoro. It's known as the largest coral reef in the country. It has a shallow lagoon with a depth of 2 to 10 meters that is encircled by mangrove forests, which is a source of food, a nursery, a spawning ground, and a bird sanctuary for many coastal and marine species of fauna. About 34 square kilometers of its diverse corals were a wide range of fish, marine mammals, and invertebrates, followed by Tubataha Reef Natural Park. It's a marine protected area of the Philippines located in Sulusi. It is renowned as a scuba diving site. It is a home to a lot of marine species, zoonotic levels protections within the park to ensure that the biodiversity remains safe, and it has a remarkably healthy reef ecosystem. For the third one, Mount Halcon. Mount Halcon is located in Baco, and it is accessible in 2 hours by taking a jeepney, towering 8,488 feet above sea level. Mount Halcon is one of the country's highest peaks. It is one of the most favored destinations for nature tripping and mountain climbing. For the fourth one, Inasakan Beach, or formerly known as Mina de Oro Beach, is characterized by the white powdery sand with a crystal clear water and less crowded, which makes the place get your time off to relax. It is located in Ilan Island, which is a 1.5 to 2 hours boat ride from San Jose Occidental Mindoro. This island is home for endangered species, turtles, and it is surrounded by water steaming with underwater life. Next is Tabon Cave, or the cradle of Philippine civilization. It is a series of chambers where anthropologists discovered the remains of the 22,000-year-old of Tabon Man in one of its interior along with other artifacts decades ago. Next is Sabang Beach. Sabang Beach is located in east of Puerto Galera. It can be reached in 15 minutes from Puerto Galera Pier by taking a jeepney. Ideal for swimming, snorkeling, and scuba diving. It is a cluster of night spots in this area, which makes it popular for evening socials. Cottages with entertainment facilities stand close to each other together with the low-budget accommodations.
Next is Crista de Cala. It's a small island located about an hour's drive south of Sibuyan Island. It is the ideal retreat from the busy city life, with a very fine white sand beach that is almost identical to the beach in Boracay. It is a remote island surrounded by a crystal clear waters.
Next is Puerto Princesa Underground River located in Puerto Princesa. Palawan has the most breathtaking limestone rock formation scenery with the underground river. The river's direct entry to the sea and tidal influences on its lower portion are two of its distinctive characteristics. This area serves as a habitat for the preservation of biodiversity and includes some of the significant forests in Asia and a complete mountain sea ecosystem. Then Tamaraw Falls located in Puerto Galera. Oriental Mindoro is 423-foot tall waterfall situated alongside of the road. The twin falls merging gives the waterfall its distinctive Y-shaped water jet. To appreciate its beauty, you don't have to hike or trek through the mountains or forests. For the preservation of the area, there is a 30 pesos entrance fee.
And we have El Nido in Palawan. It's the group of 45 islands and islets that will be on your list of favorite vacation spots because of its stunning white sand beaches, turquoise water, stunning coral reefs, and towering limestone cliffs. El Nido is frequently listed among the most picturesque beaches. It is also popularly known as the entrance to the Bakit archipelago and is situated in northernmost region of Palawan. Approximately 4 to 5 hours land from the nation's capital, Puerto Princesa.
Moving on, these are the top 3 must-try activities. First one is scuba diving and snorkeling. If you're up to extreme and challenging underwater activities, sunken Japanese shipwrecks in Sangat Island is a perfect place for you to dive in, as there is an outstanding biodiversity of marine life and mesmerizing abandoned ships awaits for you. You'll be able to see the beauty of corals and different kinds of underwater species. Next is island hopping. Island hopping is the best activity for families and friends since Mimaropa is known for having a clear visible waters, pristine white sand to beaches, falls, lakes, rivers to offer. There are also marine life, wildlife sanctuaries to visit in every island. Lastly, taking part in festivals. If you would want to experience a colorful festivals, Mimaropa is the place you should visit since they have a lot of festivals that is celebrated through a dance parade, competition, pageantry, and trade fair showcasing the best agricultural, tourism, and commercial products available in the region. It is intended that each province and city in the area will host the celebration each year.
Beverages. Some of these foods that also can be found in Region 4B, which is the Mimaropa region. These foods are adobong pugita, spare ribs and steaks, bibingkang lalaki, arrowroot cookies, boknoy siopaw, orange rafi kinilaw, tamilok, and margarita pizza. First is adobong pugita. Is a tasty squid dish cooked using the popular Filipino adobo method. Squid is first boiled in soy sauce and vinegar, then later sautéed in garlic, onions, and tomatoes. This brings an awesome flavors that will surely activate your taste buds. Next is spare ribs and steaks. These are taken from the belly sides of the rib cage. Below the section of back ribs and above the sternum, spare ribs are flatter and contain more bone than meat, but more fat that can make the ribs more tender than back ribs. Next is bibingkang lalaki. It is directly translated as male bibingka. Instead of yeast, the bibingkang lalaki is made with tuba, which makes the inside of the bibingka moist and pudding-like. After all, a coconut and other byproducts are Marinduque's source of income as the province agricultural produce. Next is arrowroot cookies. Arrowroot cookies are one of the most famous pasalubong from Marinduque. It is made from root crops that grow around the island. The basic arrowroot cookie shape is shaped like a rounded heart. Next is buknoy siopaw. The buknoy siopaw is different from typical asado and bola-bola types of siopaw because of its sauce. The sauce is already inside the siopaw. One could eat it without the messy and hassle application of the siopaw sauce. The buknoy siopaw is currently only found in Romblon Island. They also have orange rafi kinilaw, a raw seafood or meat dish popular and varied in the Philippines, similar to ceviche. Putting 2 and 2 together, this dish is made up of raw fish cooked in liquid fire or most commonly known as vinegar. For this dish, palm vinegar is used. Other ingredients to achieve the signature tangy taste would be lemon or calamansi, slice or diced onion, cucumber, tomatoes, pepper, mayonnaise, and salt to taste. Chill before serve and serve a la sushi style. It's best as appetizer, pulutan, and sumsuman. Next one is tamilok, a woodworm that lives in mangroves. Yes, woodworm and mangroves. But surprisingly, they are mollusks that taste like oysters, just longer and slimier. They are cleaned, dipped in vinegar, and served raw. And lastly, margarita pizza. The margarita pizza found in Bistro Coron, along with other European dishes with a touch of Filipino taste, is made up of hand-baked dough topped with tomato, onion, garlic, bell pepper, ham, cheese, and freshly cracked egg. Now let's move on to their notable waters and landforms. These are the notable waters that can be seen in Mimaropa, like Puerto Princesa Underground River, Kayangan Lake, Big Lagoon, Twin Lagoon, and Barracuda Lake. First one is Puerto Princesa Underground River. The 8.2 kilometer long underground river boasts jaw-dropping caves formations, stunning limestone cliffs, and pristine waters. However, only a portion of the river, around 4.3 km, is allowed for tourist exploration. Next is Kayangan Lake, a crystal clear freshwater lake in Coron, featuring underwater rock formations, caves, and islets. It's a popular spot for photographers, a fairly obvious reason, and is said to be the cleanest lake in all the Philippines. Big Lagoon is the second stop of El Nido Island hopping tour. Right after Small Lagoon, just like any other lagoons in Palawan, Big Lagoon is dotted with dark limestone cliffs. The entrance of the lagoon has shallow water, but the emerald color of the water indicates the deeper areas. Next up is Twin Lagoon. It's one of the most popular. This great location is a lagoon made up of two bodies of water separated by stunning limestone cliffs on one of the several islets that make up the Calamian archipelago in the Palawan. And lastly, Barracuda Lake is a very unusual dive site famous for its thermocline. It is located northwest of Coron Island in the Philippines. It is a freshwater lake taking place in a former crater. It is about 40 meters deep and surrounded by sharp limestone cliffs. Next is their landforms. Let's move on the famous and breathtaking landforms of Mimaropa. First one is Mount Tapias. It's the second tallest mountain and one of the most dominant and land features around the town of Coron in Busuanga Island. Next is Mount Matalingahan. It's the highest mountain in the island province of Palawan in the Philippines. With an elevation of 6,844 feet, it's ranked 68th highest peak of an island on Earth and 10th most prominent mountain in the Philippines. Third one is Mount Malindig. It's a large potentially active stratovolcano on the island of Marinduque in the Philippines. It is the highest peak in the islands, having an elevation of 1,157 meters above sea level. Fourth one is Mount Darala, the highest mountain in the beautiful Calamianes group of islands. In the northern Palawan is Mount Darala in Busuanga Island, located in the tourist town of Coron. And last on the list is the Mount Aguado, has a path leading up a hill. Along the way are statues telling the story of Christ and his crucifixion. At the top, you are afforded some nice views over the island of Cuyo. They are not 360-degree panoramic views as you have to peer through the tree line, but they are nice enough. Now let's go to their unique cultural practices. The region is also culturally diverse, with each province housing multiple indigenous groups of its own. Mangyan is the generic term for the 8 indigenous groups in Mindoro. These indigenous groups include the Hanuno, the Alangan, the Taobwid, the Bangon, the Tadyawan, the Ratagnon, the Iraya, and the Buhid. Each tribal group has its own language, customs, and rituals. Their population is estimated at 100,000. Marinduque has no indigenous groups except Tagalogs, but many descendants of the Asi tribe lives in the southern part of the island. and they are known to still cling to their roots in Banton. Tagalog spoken in Marinduque has been carefully studied, and it has been concluded that the language spoken here is the root from which modern national form of speech have sprung. Marinduque is also home of Moriones Festival, an annual festival celebrated during the Holy Week. With this, the province is popularly called the Lenten capital of the Philippines. In the festival, townspeople dress up as Roman soldiers and the other biblical figures to represent their religion. Mimaropa region has some of these festivals like Baragatan Festival, Bila-Bila Festival, Binaray Festival, and Moriones Festival. First one is Baragatan Festival. The festival begins with a colorful float parade with floats created by various municipalities and organizations around the province, representing local artistry, customs, and handicrafts. It culminates with an thrilling street dancing competition in the ground of the provincial capitol building in Puerto Princesa. Next is Bila-Bila Festival. It is the same to Baguio City's Panagbenga or Flower Festival. While both events feature oversized flowers, the Bila-Bila places heavy preponderance on butterfly and other flower as a way of life for the locals. The third one is Binaray Festival. This festival brought in by the early settlers who came from the island of Panay. This festival is done with honor of the town's patron saints, Peter and Paul, and is way of thanksgiving for the blessings from the sea. And last on the list is the Moriones Festival. The Moriones is Lenten festival celebrated every year during Holy Week in the Philippines province of Marinduque. It first appeared in Mogpog in 1807, initiated by Father Dionisio Santiago, the parish priest, and according to locals, the Moriones are men and women dressed in masks and costumes that resemble the imperial and royal Roman soldiers' uniforms from biblical times. That's all folks, thanks for flying with us to Region 4B Mimaropa.
Thanks for listening. See you on the next flight.